Hello, my name is my GTTV, and welcome to the new episode of the Insect Glaive custom build I made myself. Y'all ready for this? Get that nice, juicy, succulent soda beverage, whatever you're drinking, some popcorn, food, whatever you need to shove in your throat while you want to hear somebody talk and ramble about some bullshit. Anyways, y'all ready for this? It's gonna be a nice paint screen again. Y'all ready? Here it goes. And here it is. Welcome. Hope you like it. Look at my little buggy. But anyways, here it is. It took a minute. It's still kind of in the works a little bit, but it's a lot farther along than what I had at the very beginning. Obviously, I kind of got a better direction of which way to go. My girl helped me out big time. Thank you, baby. I love you. But this one was she suggested the primary colors. I was like, you know what? That's a very good idea. There's only 3 of them, right, or whatever. So why don't we mess with primary colors and mix colors together to make, specific elements, right? Look at all the elements right here we can make. All the way down here we got, obviously your alpha, beta's blue, red, your yellow's para, your purple's poison, your gray is going to be frenzy, which is a new attack. We're going to get all that juicy stuff. Brown, I don't know where we're going to do a brown yet. I think we can get 3 grays and 3 browns, so I don't know what we can make brown. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe like a different type of frenzy of some sort, maybe? I don't know. But either way, it's okay. But then we can go to green, for healing. Then we go to orange for blast. And then we can make a cyan color for sleeping. All that good juicy stuff. We're able to do that with this build. Here are all the combinations you can kind of do. This sloppy. I'll make it better and do a little bit better job at it. But it's just, there's so many combinations you can do, right? And you're like, well, where are we going to do this? There's just so much stuff to do. Well, this is basically what the player's going to be doing with this build. Your job is going to be, it's basically going to be an Iceborne Glaive, but it's going to have no twirling and no drilling. No twirls, no drills. So that's what it's losing. For this to work, you're going to have 2 insects, and what you're going to do is you're going to throw your alpha and your beta on the monster. They cannot be on the same location. Whenever they're marked, they'll steadily attack and create dust over time, and whenever they create the certain color, blah, 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 right? Red, blue makes purple, so you'll eventually make a purple cloud. Poof! Let it pop, blow it up, whatever, however it produces. This is all in the works, all that juicy stuff. After it gets produced, normally you can throw a third one in sometimes, whenever you make, let's see, let's do blue, yellow makes a green, right? Boom. You can get a heal real quick, and then if you want after a procs, you can throw in another blue, then you get a Cylon for a sleep. Pow! While you're attacking, like I said, you still have your Iceborne, jab, Y, all that stuff, B. You just do not have twirling or drilling. That's the only things you do not have anymore with the current Iceborne build. So yeah. Marking, what it does for marking now is whenever you mark after doing any sort of marking attack, so just RTing on the ground or descending thrusting, because you have that, you just don't have drilling. But whenever you mark, they go to their corresponding colors that you previously marked, right? So currently in World, it's annoying, and there's a fix around it in my head, but I don't think it would ever come to that. But whenever you descending thrust, you'll mark twice, right? You'll hit them, the last 2 hits mark, each. But they overlap each other. So if you hit with the 3rd out of the 4th attack, the 3rd one stays, the 4th one you miss, so he'll go to the 3rd attack location. But if you hit the 3rd attack location and the 4th attack location, it removes the 3rd attack marker and only puts him at the 4th marker location. So the way they could have fixed it was, when you literally mark 2 locations and he'll attack both locations so you can get both colors on top of drilling, but that's a whole different story. So, but it's just, yeah. Now it's just whenever you mark, they'll go attack their current colors that are out. They'll last probably like 30 or 40 seconds. I don't know, something like that. They'll have to last pretty long. That's why they have underlines here for everything. It's just a bunch of debating here what I want to do. It's just, I don't want to make it too strong, but Wilds, everybody's doing a lot of damage, right? So there's still a lot of stuff we can play with here for damage, so we're not really worried about being too overpowered, right? Or too, invincible. So, but anyways, we're going to get into it. Like I said, no drilling, no block parrying. Luckily, thank God, I don't like that for Glaive, even though it is defensive. But anyways, your new attack is Frenzy. This right here, let me zoom in. This right here will increase Kinsect's attack speed by a certain percentage, also causes player increased damage. Of course, their attack speed is a certain percentage. Excuse me, I meant to do that. I was debating about does production too is increased by a certain percentage as well, so the second time around. And on top of making these enhanced the second time around when everything is like frenzied, all that cool stuff. I don't know. It's pretty neat. Here we go back. Then right here it says player increased damage, speed, all that good stuff, right percentage for 10 seconds, duration. I don't know. This is debatable. Throw it up the air, maybe a little longer. I don't know. We'll see, Because, you wouldn't want it lasting the whole time, or maybe you could and have it as some sort of like upkeep, because that's what I thought Glaive was going to be for Wilds, was whenever they added the increased damage for twirling, I thought it was going to be a stack and buff that stayed up for a certain amount of time, and then you had to like occasionally twirl to keep your arrow increased damage for your, tornado, because obviously it's aerial, right? So aerial damage increase would be great for that. So obviously that's why the twirl will be coming into play, but right now it doesn't. So it's useless, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this will be like some sort of upkeep, maybe. I don't know. That's why I had it 10 seconds instead of like 20 or 30. I don't know. Maybe I guess that's too short. Maybe a little quicker. We'll see. But anyways, marking now, like I said, makes them attack their corresponding colors, all the good juicy stuff, which isn't too bad. So like I said, then they cannot be on the same location, though. That's the only thing. You can't have red, blue on the head. It has to be red on the head, blue on the arm, or blue on the head, red on the arm type deal. As long as they're within range of each other, it's perfectly fine. Obviously, the dust should be able to create, blah, blah, blah. And whatever that's all tinkered up. Sorry, I said that wrong. But anyways, now we're going to have I was debating on this part right here. Because whenever you play Insect Glaive, you can toggle when your weapon's drawn to, grab the wedge beetle, all the good stuff, or the boss. And I was wondering, would it be good to do this with your vials, or would it be all right just to throw it on your hotbar, kind of like, just a mega potion or something now, I don't know. We'll see. This is up in the air. I'm thinking about just leaving it on the hotbar and not making it a toggle thing, because that'd be kind of annoying to have to keep toggling between the colors to keep it on, because it's kind of frustrating sometimes even doing it with the wedge beetle. So Capcom, if you wouldn't mind, please fix the wedge beetle too, by the way. Whenever a boss is pretty close and you're looking directly at a wedge beetle, it tries to grab the boss and doesn't give you the wedge beetle prompt, just because I guess that's how the game is. I don't know. It prioritizes the boss over the wedge beetle. I cannot talk these days. But anyways, like I said, we got 2 Kinsects, Alpha, Beta, or whatever names you want to give them. Can't be on the same location, all good stuff. Remove Twirl, removed extracts, of course. We don't need them anymore if we're not going to be hunting for colors. We're actually creating colors, all that juicy stuff, so. Here it is. Oh, too far. It's neat, right? I like it. It's a direction to go. It isn't like this is something that it has to be, right? Here's an idea, Capcom. Here's another one, right? I have another one, and I have two more I'd like to show you. I have so many ideas. Let's listen to this. We went to Five Below and got me an art set, bro. I'm happy, bro. We got new pencils. We got sharpeners now. I didn't have any sharpeners at first, so everything's so smudgy. That's why everything's so bad down here. Oh, we're so good. But anyway, I have so many ideas, Capcom. Here's another one. Y'all ready here? I got a few more. I'm more than happy to sneak peek. Here's my lacrosse one. And look at this. Look. He's up there to say, up there to see the little hot dog. What we do it, boss? Who's next? Just throw him or whatever. He's bouncing off the water, So something like that. And these are the serrated blades of some sort. Of course, these couldn't be filled in, because you would increase drag, right? So it would slow the monster down, right? So you'd want to throw them as fast as possible, as hard as possible. So I have these opened up as well. But it's basically kind of like a battle axe a little bit with like a glove, and it's bowed in a little bit. Hey, where's I'll draw it. I'll just draw it. It ain't gonna be a big deal. I can remove it. It's kind of bowed in the middle like this too, by the way. So if you think like the glove is kind of like that as well, with the pole going up still up here like this, So it isn't like it's just the mitt, So it's still pretty cool. He can be on either side, So it doesn't matter what side he's on. But I got to figure out what to do though. I haven't figured out what to do yet. This is an idea I want to play with, and here's another one I have right here. It's way off. I mean, it's a smudgy picture. I know. I'm sorry, but it's actually a little wedge beetle, and here I am right here hanging with my glaive, in the air. He's grabbed onto the wall. He's actually taking a bite out of the boss. By the way, this is what I think wedge beetle should do. And of course, the boss is trying to attack me. He's down here still with his little breath. I gotta draw it all in. But here's the idea. And then on top of that, whenever the wedge beetle, this one, I don't know. I'm debating. Do I want to keep it like the ones in World, right? Or they're actual beetles? Or would I like this one to be kind of like a squishy guy? Because as you can see, he's squeezed in a little bit here when I'm yanking on him while he's stabbed into the wall with his serrated blades or whatever. I don't know. I'm debating it, But either way, here's another idea, Capcom. Wedge beetle should have been a bigger thing over anything in Wilds, like any day of the week, hands down. Glaive should have revolved around that, hands down, dude. No ifs, ands, or buts. But anyways. These are my builds. I'm gonna get out. No, I'm gonna finish the other ones too. They're gonna be great. And I got more. I have. If you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, look up Kunai and Chain or whatever. But it's basically gonna be a Kinsect on the end of a ball, kind of like my Chicory one, right? The Chiguriki or whatever. Chiguriki. I can't remember. My first weapon. I went in. Go up to the last video. Check it out in the description. Blah blah blah. But it's gonna be kind of like that. But it's not gonna have the stick at the bottom. This time it's gonna be an actual chained ball. you know, and you actually throw. Because I went to the Spirit of Halloween place the other day, and I saw some chains and a hook. I'm like, oh my god, that's a kid's sex right there. Look at that. So I was gonna make that into one too. So I got that too. I just didn't take a picture of it. It's already drawn, like pre-alpha rough draft, you know. And then on top of that, bro, then we got Dragon Knights, Dragon Glaive. Oh god, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be here all day every day. Check out these videos. New builds are coming out, all this good stuff on my drones. Check them out. I love y'all. Thank you for coming. Be safe, stay safe. Capcom, I'm here. Come get me.